Energy regulator Nersa held public participation meetings in Gauteng at Uncle Tom's Hall in Orlando, Soweto, and at the Gallagher Convention Center in Midrand on the multi-year electricity price determination process. The process is set to see comments and inputs from stakeholders and members of the public taken into consideration by the energy regulator when making the final decision on Eskom's application.
We have had a lot of community participants. Some of them are from organized community forums or organizations, but some of them are individuals. And I think the critical issue is the fact that people are complaining that they are not working, and therefore they are forced now to choose between buying food or buying electricity. So they are appealing to the regulator that we take those concerns into consideration.
The public participation process started with written submissions before moving on to oral submissions, with the power utility saying the increase will, among others, help it attain financial sustainability and not have to rely on government bailouts.
The regulator has a tough task to balance the sustainability of the utility without being a burden on the fiscus, but also to protect the poor in terms of affordability. Our application is premised on, one, we need to continue to operate and supply electricity to customers. Effectively, we're asking for those efficient operating costs to be passed on to the consumer. But importantly, we also need to maintain the current infrastructure and also be in a position to grow the infrastructure into the future. Whilst we do this, we know there is pressure on the fiscus. We cannot continuously be a burden to the fiscus.
But those that took part in the process have rejected the proposal, with members of the Build One South Africa staging demonstrations at the venue in Midrand.
This will have the net effect of making sure that a small business will die. This will have the net effect of making sure that big industry will disinvest. Ultimately, it will add inflationary pressure on the people of this country. They are about to get even more expensive as a mere function of an electricity price. So we've come here to Nersa to say to them, Asoze, you must never grant this increase. People won't be able to buy electricity, municipalities will default on payments, Eskom will come back to Parliament to ask for more money.
Some took the opportunity to outline their challenges in navigating the economy, citing joblessness and inflationary pressures, saying the 350 SRD grant has not helped to close the gap.
People are relying on the grants, on the 350s, and others they rely on the grannies that provides. So that increase, so this simply means even that 350 cannot even buy that electricity. So, I mean, it doesn't actually make sense because, I mean, people already are poor.
Civil society organizations also pleading for protection from Nersa, with some asking the regulator to conduct an in-loco visit to communities for a first-hand experience on their hardships.
We reject this increase sought by Eskom. As mothers in communities not working, we can't afford to even buy electricity as we are not working. Where I come from, the community of Everton, a majority of the residents there are dependent on grants. If you want to increase, where will we get the money? We are struggling.
Municipalities, big corporates and small businesses are amongst those rejecting the tariff increase, with a proposal for Eskom to improve its financial management, explore alternative cheaper energy through renewables and for solar installations for the poor, and enhance subsidies for struggling households. The public participation process will wrap up in Durban this weekend. The participants are in agreement that if granted, the electricity increase will push many into poverty, saying it is unacceptable and unsustainable in a low-growth economy. Organization BOSA saying they will be mounting legal action against Nersa if the tariff increase is granted, with an announcement here expected before the end of the year. Katlego Legodi, SABC News in Johannesburg.